وإيجابية إن شاء الله.
Good afternoon. You're watching the English newscast on Future Television. I'm Salim, and these are today's top stories. Lawmakers botch a 34th attempt to elect a new head of state, prompting Parliament Speaker Nabih Berri to adjourn the vote until January 7th. Youth Think activists rally in Beirut against the ongoing trash crisis in the first of a series of street actions called on for this week. And Yemen's warring parties agreed to exchange hundreds of prisoners in a move aimed at supporting the UN-sponsored peace talks in Switzerland. Lawmakers have botched a 34th attempt to elect a new head of state, prompting Parliament Speaker Nabih Berri to adjourn the vote until January 7th. Just like the previous 33 sessions, MPs failed once again to choose a president over a lack of quorum. Only 45 legislators showed up for the midday session at Parliament headquarters in downtown Beirut, whereas the legal quorum requires the presence of 86 lawmakers. MPs from Michel Aoun's Free Patriotic Movement and Hezbollah have thwarted a quorum since April of 2014 by boycotting parliamentary sessions, demanding an agreement beforehand with their March 14 foes over a consensus candidate. And following the postponement of the elections, future bloc leader MP Fouad Senoura has warned that the ongoing vacuum will lead to more dangers against Lebanon. Asked by reporters on the fate of the March 14 alliance given the dispute between the Future movement and the Lebanese forces, Senoura responded, "We may have differences, but the vision is the same." Lebanese Forces MP Georges Adouane, meanwhile, made light of the differences between the LF and Future, noting, "Differences between us had emerged in the past, such as in the formation of the cabinet." He urged the need for the adoption of a national settlement that goes beyond the presidency. Youth Think activists have rallied in Beirut against the ongoing trash crisis in the first of a series of street actions called on for this week that appear aimed at reviving the crippled anti-government protest movement. The protests, led by Youth Think co-founder Asad Tabian, also aimed at pressuring the financial prosecution to look into corruption cases. The activists protested outside the Beirut Justice Palace after they wrote on Facebook, quote, "Cancer risk has multiplied by 400 times in the air. The sea, the rivers, and the roads and bridges are full of garbage, and so are the parliament and the government." A report issued by the Air Quality Associated Research Unit in Lebanon earlier this month found that cancer-causing toxins were 416 times more prevalent in the atmosphere than they were when the same study was conducted last year as a result of garbage burning. Youth Think also called for a second protest outside the Finance and Telecoms Ministries on Thursday to pressure them to release municipal funds in an effort to decentralize the waste sector. A third protest is also scheduled for 4 p.m. this Saturday in downtown Beirut's Riyad al-Solah Square. Syrian troops and allied militia have pushed rebel fighters back from a hilltop overlooking a strategic highway in President Bashar al-Assad's coastal heartland. Citing a military source, state news agency Sana said army units and pro-government militia took full control of the strategic Jabal Nuba after killing a number of terrorists. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights told AFP that the hill overlooks the main rebel supply line between Latakia, a bastion of Assad's support, and second city Aleppo. The government intensified its offensive to retake Jabal Nuba in recent weeks, and Russian warplanes had carried out raids in the area in support of the army. The militia said army units fought through the area's mountainous terrain and were combing through the area to clear any booby-trap devices. About 100 gunmen have kidnapped at least 26 Qataris from their hunting camp in a desert area near the Saudi border this morning. 2 police officers in Samawa confirmed the kidnappings and said security forces launched a wide-scale search for the Qataris. The governor of the region said an armed group driving dozens of pickup trucks kidnapped the hunters from their camp in the area of Busaya in the Samawa desert. Hunters from various Gulf states often travel to the area at this time of the year for hunting. A Samawa police colonel said the hunters were escorted by an Iraqi security force but that it decided not to engage with a large number of gunmen. And coming up next, Republican candidates criticize frontrunner Donald Trump for proposing to ban Muslims from the U.S. Stay with us.